This day has been a long time coming. The car is absolutely packed to the brim with sim racing hardware. Today we're going to go surprise the boys at Juicebox. Let's do this. So this video has been a long time in the making. We're on the way to Waterford right now. I'm from Cork, so it's about a 2-hour drive. I always, when I go to Waterford, I stop at this diner. It is just class. Food is grand, the service is always great, but like, look at that for a backdrop. Where I'm sitting is just right in there, but check out this view. That's how you have breakfast in Ireland. So the food was actually so tasty I forgot to film any of it, but we're back on the road now, back into Syria. Check that out, there's just stuff everywhere. The boot is full as well, and next stop, Juicebox. I've been a fan of Juicebox's content for just years and years now, and actually in the early days when they set up a website and stuff, it was still in the days of forums, and I was like, why would you bother setting up a website, because forums are the way to go. Look where we are now, forums are like nowhere to be seen. So Juicebox is a channel focused primarily around Japanese car culture. Japanese car culture, not just in Ireland but also in Japan. They've done some unbelievably good series. Like, I often describe them to people, and if you put them on Netflix, people would watch them. Japan in a Van was an absolute, it was amazing. Those of you who have seen it will probably comment right now saying that Japan in a Van is a must-watch. There's not going to be one negative comment about it, let me put it that way. So the story is, I guess, why are we doing this? Why bother doing this? So, as you guys know, fans of the channel here, I review sim racing hardware. One of the principles for my hardware reviews is that I never sell any of the hardware. Now, what happens is hardware accumulates. I get lots and lots of hardware, and often it's just not feasible for me to keep that hardware in my house. So I give away a lot of stuff. I'd say the channel, we've given away probably close to 15 grand worth of stuff over the past 3 years, which is pretty good going. Yeah, I'd say maybe even more, I don't even know. But there are probably people watching right now who have won stuff as well. But this one was a little bit different because I don't want to ship a rig across the world. And the guys at Juicebox, they spend all of their time, all of their hard-earned money trying to, not only enrich the Irish car culture, but build proper cars for themselves as well. So they've got a class selection of cars. Anytime they have a bit of money, they end up spending it on their cars. They put it towards their cars. So they'll never own a sim rig. And that's the harsh reality of it. They'll never buy a proper sim rig. They might have a basic desk setup or whatever, but their expectations are also very high. Bear in mind, these guys have drifted in Japan. They've been there. They've sat in cars with strangers while drifting the mountain roads of Japan. Their expectations are high. So when I got the opportunity, I guess, and I had some extra hardware lying around, I was like, do you know what? Would Juicebox like a rig? So I got in touch with them, and they were like, oh, this is crazy, don't do that. They don't know exactly how good this rig is going to be. They don't know yet, but they'll see today, and it's going to be visually very, very impressive. But I have to say, even though this video isn't sponsored by anybody, the hardware obviously was supplied to me. So I want to give a massive shout out to Track Racer, who supplied the rig, the TR8 Pro. It is an absolutely savage rig, as you'll see in this video. Camus for supplying the wheelbase. The reason I chose a Camus wheelbase is it's actually one of the best wheelbases for drifting. And the main reason is it has built-in buttons on the button box. So the lads here, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to take the standard button plate off the Camus steering wheel, and they're most likely going to just fit a Nardi or some kind of grip royal or some sort of steering wheel on there. So that's, they won't have any buttons left if they do that. So having buttons on the wheelbase really, and it has plenty of power. So Camus, I will have links for these in the comments below as well. Camus pedals as well, an SHH shifter. It was the only shifter I have that I can spare at the moment. It is a largely 3D printed unit. It's very affordable. It's only about €150. It does H shifter and it does sequential, so it's a great buy. There is a bit of a lead time though, so if you buy one, it takes a good 2 or 3 months before you actually get it, because they're all made on demand, but you can customize it and all that kind of stuff. The handbrake is from Iologs, and it's a decent handbrake. It's pretty good. Again, it's the only one that I could spare. I bought the PC on a Facebook marketplace. Actually got a really good deal on that, which allowed me to spend some extra money on a nice keyboard and some extra nice bits and pieces, cables, all that kind of stuff. So the PC should be well able to run at 1920 by 1080, which is normal 1080p. So that should be good. They're supplying a monitor, a 32-inch monitor, so that should be all good. Hopefully everything is just going to fit together, everything is going to work, and hopefully we'll get some great skids today. It's going to be primarily a drift rig, but there's no reason why this couldn't be a grip focused rig as well. So that explains why my Silvia is completely loaded up to the brim here. I felt it's really important as a car nut, as you know, they really appreciate cars like this. What better way to deliver a sim rig than in my daily driven PS13? It just makes the story even better. It connects me to them in a way. I've only met them in real life a handful of times, but I chat to them online very regularly. So huge fan of the channel, what they do. Please do, you know, go give them a sub, or at least watch Japan in a Van or any of their videos, because their videos are amazing. They're far higher quality than my videos, I'll tell you that much. So that's a bit of background. Huge thank you to Track Racer and Camus. There will be a full review on the Track Racer rig as well, even though it's going to feature heavily in this video. Links for all the products in the description below. Right now we're about 20 minutes out from Juicebox HQ. I can feel that kind of the nerves. I don't know why I'm nervous, because it's such a cool thing. It's like our little community. Potato Nation is the name of my community. We get to give away a rig, like a $3,000 rig. We get to give it to people who give lots to Irish car culture. Here I am in a Japanese car, the definition of what they, you know, what their channel is about, and I'm just able to enjoy, I don't know, I'm just able to give back to them because they've given us so much. And I know a lot of people watching right now love Juicebox, and anybody, if you're in my community, you've helped to make this happen, so enjoy this video. Oh shit.
3 days later.
What's the crack?
We totally didn't stage this at all. Lawrence showed up a minute ago in his really nice two-tone S13, and he has a full sim rig in the back of it, which is incredible. But please tell people, you daily drive this car.
Daily drive it, yeah. Bought it back in 2013. Kind of found it at the side of the road, hungover wedding story type of thing. Yeah, kind of fancied the look of it. Sunday morning, hungover, found out who owned it, and then ended up driving it home that morning.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that was kind of mad. The fun part was, it was my wife, my girlfriend at the time, who convinced me to get out and like just find it, because it was like it was
just on the side of the road.
It was at the side of the road. It was like parked, and it was obviously in use.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, just go out, find out who owns it." She had no idea, right? She had no idea that I was saving money for an engagement ring.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Look what I got us.
Hey, this is older than an engagement ring, in my eyes anyway.
So yeah, that's when I knew she was the one.
Yeah. She didn't get angry.
Yeah, didn't get angry. She was kind of angry that she had to drive home our other car, because that was in Clare.
Did you buy it on the spot, like?
Bought it on the spot.
Really?
Yeah. Drove it home that day.
What?
Yeah.
It wasn't even for sale, was it?
It wasn't for sale. Your man worked in a garage. It was, at the time, it was black, it was non-turbo, standard suspension, open diff, absolutely everything. And it had tax, it had NCT.
Wow.
It was dirty. Your man was like daily, but he only lived like just up the road, so it was in daily use. And yeah, I wanted it. Like, you know, I was, even at the time, I had my 180SX drift car. You never saw these on the road, even at the time. That was 2013. And I wanted it. When I found out then that your man was thinking about selling it, and that it was within my budget, I was like, I'll have some of that. So
you've done you've done a kind of a mini restoration on this, or a full deep.
it went deeper than I yeah.
What always happens.
Yeah. I always say it was like, even at the time I got it done up in 2018, and I got myself a turbo PS13 for GTR 32 money at the time, but it was money well spent because I daily drive it, and you could buy a brand new Fiesta and it would have cost me more over the years than this car in depreciation.
This is appreciating as well.
Yeah, this is.
I know we don't think about it like that, but it makes you feel better when you try to rationalise your bad decisions.
There's something nice as well, though, isn't there, for the people who got in when the prices were low.
Yeah.
A part of you still sees it as a couple of grand of a car.
Always.
And if you're not planning on selling it anyway, what's it worth? Like, wrapping it around a ditch is the same cost no matter what, if it's what you paid for. If you're going to repair it, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more. But just daily drive. I get away with daily driving it because I have a handy commute and I can work from home. My wife has a car, so if I need to transport parts and stuff, like usually, like it would have been crap arriving in a Volvo.
Yeah. I really appreciate this. I love the fact that you keep it on standard reel, so it looks completely stock, but it's got the aero kit on it.
So I'm a big fan of 15-inch and 4-stud, but to make these look good, 15-inch 4-stud, you have to slam them on the ground, and that just wasn't practical for me. So I get away with a little bit of arch gap, and it looks right. I can put it through the NCT exactly as it is.
That's incredible.
It's class. Like, I drop my kid to school every day in this. I go to the shops in this. Like, absolutely everything.
And you have it, like, just because it's so incredible seeing just the standard interior. We need to oil that.
Yeah.
But check it out. Standard steering wheel.
Yeah, so that steering wheel's off a 200SX. It's not the standard one for this car, but it's nicer. And like original Sylvia mats, S15 seats.
Nice.
And
like OEM Plus, really. Like.
Yeah. Oh, it's exactly how I wanted it. It's got all the bits and pieces that that I've always wanted over the years. And like, I've had a couple of them, but this is the one. Like, I'm never going to get rid of this.
And we may as well just pop the bonnet. I know we've asked before, but you've kept it looking relatively bone stock, but
it has
an aftermarket
so
turbo.
A lot of people often use the word sleeper with it, but it's
a sleeper though.
I
know an S13 isn't a sleeper anymore because just seen one is like, oh my god, but
and most of these would have come with, like, this colour is very rare with SR20. This is not the original colour, not the original engine. I had to build it because they only made about 3,000 of them ever. So if you want one of these, you have to build it. There's no way. And the second, if you got one in the original colour with an SR20, it's going to be worth an absolute fortune to a collector. But
you won't want to drive it and enjoy it then. Like.
Exactly, and like I want to enjoy this every day as much as I can. And like, this hasn't been cleaned since 2018.
Wow.
Since I got it, it's just like maybe some mechanics pull the rag over some stuff over the years. But it's just, so it's running a 2871R, Nismo 550 injector, Z32 AFM. Nismo fuel pressure regulator, power FC with the hand commander in the glove box.
Setup, like.
Yeah, so I've no gauges or anything on the dash. That was a really important thing for me, was just get it as OEM looking as possible. So often people hop into the car with me, and even though it's got a loud exhaust is, you can put a loud exhaust on anything. But then when I go, people are like, what the hell's in this? What engine is in this?
I think you were the first person to like do a kind of a subtle resto mod on one of these in Ireland. It was like you're ahead of your time, because a lot more people will do this in years to come when the value goes up. But like, you just did it for.
When I bought this, it was NCT tax, had everything. Bought it for $2,000, right?
Wow.
Non-turbo. That was 2013. And the lads that I drifted with, they ripped me apart. They were like, "You're after buying a rolling shell for $2,000, you idiot." Like, that's all they saw it as, was, you have to put a turbo in it. I daily drove it with the non-turbo till the end of 2016, I think.
Wow, right.
That's when I started like taking this apart. Even though I'm not the most mechanically, I work with computers. I'm not the most mechanically minded. I wanted to learn a lot about it, so I ripped the engine out myself, got some help from friends, and just wanted to learn about the car, know where all the rust was and stuff. That's why, like, I won't even let anybody wash this, because if there's a new rust bubble or whatever, I want to know about it.
Exactly.
I want to know how serious it is and all that. I don't want to just ignore it, put it in a shed, and I don't want it to be a show queen that never gets used.
Exactly.
There's
but then you don't have the attachment to it.
Yeah, I can get away with it, just because of my commute and because of the way my life is. Handily enough, like, I still need to clear speed bumps and stuff in town, but it's
and you get to do it. There is, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it still has all the nice bits, like it's got a lovely aero front bumper, like, and
Yeah.
you're not hopping it off speed ramp.
Yeah, like I'd love to have a lip on it, but it just wouldn't be practical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I have one of my favourite bits about it, and it looks as OEM as possible, is the rear bumper. The rear valence is a Bomex rear valence.
One,
yeah.
What's
So
it called again? Is it the Bonneville one? Or I think it's that special edition.
I'm not. It's stamped on the inside. All
I'm
right.
sure it's Bomex Bonneville. They did a whole series for, you know, when they were doing the Salt Lake stuff.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's that back valence, because I was just going to say to you, it's fucking gorgeous. But it looks OEM like.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see
That's
a lot
it.
of people used to do it years ago, and it flows with the aero.
That's
bits,
it.
so
Yeah, yeah. Because these are PS13s are always just a little bit awkward at the back where the back wheels are.
That kind of brings it down. Like.
Yeah. So no, it's cool. It's unreal to be able to do it. And I felt for today, for the day that's in it, bringing your rig, what better way to it? Because you have to see the boot as well.
You need to show us the boot.
It's pretty funny.
Even just in there, like that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Here, I'll pop open the boot.
Oh my god.
There we go.
How did you get this in here?
That is wedged. These panels might have come loose a little bit, but that's absolutely wedged, and it's right up. You can kind of see in. I've got the back seats laid flat, so there are boxes everywhere. But
that's incredible.
it's all part of the crack.
I love how practical it's made, the S13. It's beautiful.
It's all part of the crack.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm delighted you came down in this. You could have just brought it in something normal, but fair play to you. I wish I could have a normal daily, but I have a horrible commute, so
Yeah.
this is fucking so cool.
Yeah. No, it suits my life.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep doing it as long as I can.
Fair play to you.
And maybe own a few other cars on the way.
In a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race, every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings, but success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't have to plan it, I can go change my fate. You won't understand it, all alone, that's okay. People I can't stand them, they don't want me to change. Keep me where I'm standing, and I don't wanna be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. I don't wanna let myself down, myself. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me
be obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Lonely now, I'll give up everything. Daunting thought, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that is so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dream, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything, make what I want a reality. Lonely now, I'll give up everything. Daunting life. If I can see my dreams, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go.
Kill me if I don't get a quick tour of the cars. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Where do you want to start? What's first?
Red car. Some of them are here, but I guess your shed as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but sure, if we go to one shed, that's a whole other like.
Next time. Tell us something about this.
This car, I've had it
That's
4
them.
years. It's still not quite finished, even though it looks pretty finished there now. But yeah, it's a 13B original engine. That's the original colour, bar the bonnet. BN kit, SSR Type C's. It's got a Motec system. It's got a garage BB wing, RE medium mirrors, bonnet. Yeah, D-Max kit. It's very low. It's very crap.
And that's road car as well, right?
Yeah, that's a road car.
Yeah.
It's tax. It's not NCT yet. The final stage on it is waiting on mapping, but I'm going to postpone it now for a month or two because I won't have the funds, basically.
Deadly.
It could be expensive. I don't know yet. So that's why I'm postponing it. But like it runs, and I could drive to the shop in it now, no problem. But yeah, just at the minute, it's just going to sit there now for another couple of months. Like.
Deadly. And this is Aiden's
Yes,
S14.
Aiden's S14. This
Yeah.
is sitting here a long time, hence the dust on it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
deadly car though. Love the colour.
Yeah, we NCT'd that like a few years ago, and then it's just sat there ever since.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
But, yeah, Aiden also has this
He
car.
loves the project.
Yeah, and he has a twin cam, and he has a motorbike and a drift car, and yeah, he just he doesn't know where to stop. But I love him.
Deadly. That's Boxy Civic.
Yeah, with the B16A and stuff, and then you have Josh's car, which
Come on, Josh.
he can tell you about.
Go on.
S15, had it a couple of years, well, 2.5 years, and it's been on axle stands for 2 of those years probably. But yeah, it was basically a standard car when I got it, and I had all the spec on, it was nice, and then I just ruined it. Now it's broken and it just sits here.
Deadly. What did you do to it?
To break it,
Yeah.
I broke the gearbox. 2 of them. But no, it's good, I love it.
It's class.
Exceeded my expectations. So
It
that's
looks deadly.
good.
Like it's
Yeah.
so different. Like, you know,
It's a break from the norm what people are
it's
usually doing.
worlds apart from my OEM styling.
Exactly, yeah. I went the opposite way. As
Deadly.
much fiberglass as I could on.
And these other cars today, use a custom.
It's my girlfriend's car. So we only got it there a couple of months ago, but that's going for a full, well, similar look to when I had an RX-8. It'll be staying blue. It's getting these Kwamis that we just got there 2 days ago, and yeah, it'll be really low and really just nice. Yeah, it'll be a nice simple build, like, but yeah, it'll be cool.
Savage.
There's not enough RX-8's done nicely in Ireland, I don't think.
No,
So
and they're lovely looking cars.
they
so.
are and they go really well and stuff. So yeah, and it's a nice Jap shell. It's very clean. So yeah,
Class.
why not?
The GTI,
And that's Rob Grimes's car. He stores that here as well.
deadly.
So yeah, that's a road going car as well. And then there's another shell that I'm not sure what he's doing with, but he's had it a long time. So
I spotted some more over here.
yes,
Some more JDM goodness. Tell us first what the story is with the car up there.
that's an A9211. It was an X 24-hour car. It was the GTC. What was this smaller race called, Neil?
This thing.
Yeah, the other race. I can't think of the name of it.
Group A, like, I
Wasn't
don't
it?
know. I don't know if it was one of those. What's the name of the team? It was just some club that
Yeah,
used to race it.
B Club was the name of the team that raced it. They're still actually active and they have a few
That's
cars,
class.
but that ended up in Ireland somehow, and now it's been up there like 4 years now. But
That's mad.
yeah, it's pretty great, yeah. And then that's customer's car, that Chaser, that's just being stored, and then that was Rob's car. He brought that in from Japan very recently. That's actually sold now. So that's going to be driving around Waterford. Some guy, lucky owner, is going to have that now.
Deadly. That's
Yeah,
class.
And then that's Rob's Evo under there. That's a really rare car. It's like one of 5. Yeah, it's one of 2. There's only
way.
2
Evo
yellow
5 RSs.
Yeah, RSs, and that's one of them.
Savage. So lads, the rig, what do you think? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I could see it being a huge black hole.
Nothing gets done in here ever again.
It was my first time on one, and it was just class.
That was your first time on a rig?
Ever, yeah.
That's mad. So like a lot of the stuff that you know from real life did translate. Like,
absolutely, yeah. Like when to pull the handbrake and when to put the power on. But
that's mad. And you didn't break the gearbox.
I didn't break the gearbox this time. Yeah, it's class.
Savage.
The feel of it is just
it's
so real.
That's class.
It's so real.
Well, lads, we're delighted to make it possible for you and keep up, everything that you do, because for years and years, I was on the way in here, I did a little bit of footage, and I said, like, back in the day when forums were all the rage, you started a website. I remember thinking, I don't know if people will go to the website because everyone's on forums. And then like forums kind of died out. I know the website is still there and that, but now Instagram and everything has taken over, and it's just mad to see growing from strength to strength, because it's like well over 100k subscribers now, and it's just like you're known worldwide.
Yeah, it's weird.
I sometimes watch sim racing videos and people have like Juicebox on the background. I'm like, oh, I know them. It's so cool. Like,
we kind of just live in our own little bubble here. Just pay attention to it until like we had people come over from Malta like a week ago, and they wanted to see the shed, and it's really bizarre when people like think that.
It was mostly to see us. It wasn't just a trip to
It's
Ireland.
very weird. I guess because it is a bit of a bubble down here. It's just us and the lads, and we're in our own little world. So you kind of forget that people watch it elsewhere.
And we're so isolated. Like we've such a small little island, and there is a little bit of everyone's kind of already aware that you're doing it. The people who are in the car scene and that, and there's like, oh yeah, that's just the lads. But then other people who don't have access to this, like we kind of take this for granted. We say it on every video.
Especially our generation, because we had so much of it.
And even now, I guess, okay, we've got years of getting to know people and all that, but, we know people. Like if I asked you to name somebody who only has one car as opposed to name somebody who has more than one car, it'd be way easier to name someone who has more than one car, because like most of the people just have some project going, and we take that for granted, and it's just crazy that with the sim racing, with this, that we can combine and do this, something that you'd see on another channel, you're like, oh, they got this, or they gave this away, or whatever. So it's deadly that,
now we're the guys.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, I mean, like, huge thanks to Track Racer and Camus for supplying the gear and that. They didn't actually know this video was happening. This was all my idea. I am reviewing the rig and all that separately. I've already reviewed the Camus wheelbase and that, but that is years now. So
thank you so much.
Enjoy the hell out of it.
We are going to lose a lot of hours.
We're going to be fighting over it soon.
Class.
Just so I can go in there and sit down.
I'll just lock this separate now to that room.
Deadly. Well, thanks, lads. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming down, going through all the effort with us, setting everything up, and bringing it all down.
It was good crack. Like, it all went so smoothly as well. Like,
absolutely. As it always does. It always goes. It's good to know that the sim is just as much misery as the real thing.
So what did we have? We had the monitor mount. That was the first thing, really.
Yeah.
We blew up
pedal mount.
Oh, the pedal mount. Yeah, the pedal tray, like the pedal base plate was too wide for the track racer mount, so we had to ditch that, but it works okay.
It works good.
So
now,
it's fine, yeah.
And the wheelbase.
Yeah, the wheelbase. Oh yeah, we had to drill holes for that. Had to drill holes for the shifter.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then we blew up the computer, which was probably the biggest thing. Then we managed to get a power supply, which is pretty impressive.
And the speakers didn't work, so we had to go get speakers.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's been a long day.
But the TV came out of like somebody's house, they were chucking it in the bin, but it all worked.
Yeah, there was a different monitor. It was meant to be
Deadly.
used.
Yeah, sure. If you've any issues anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
don't call me.
We'll be looking the other way.
Pop into the Discord. Like the lads love to see Juicebox in the Discord, and there are loads of people in there who. If you search my Discord for Juicebox, lots of people talk about you in there even. So it'd be really cool for them to see you in
We'll
there.
throw us the links for Discord.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, cheers, lads.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.